game advantage, but we still got plenty games to go. Game number 1 or 2, whatever you want to call it, underway.
Let's call it game number 1, but the game advantage, of course, going to Mindfreak for making it in the upper bracket. Now, they did verse each other before earlier on in the semi-finals of the upper bracket, and in that one, it was a game 5. It went the entire distance, unlike all of the series that we've seen on stream tonight. So maybe expect another close battle between these two.
Ghost can get a good flick here, which he cannot. I was going to say, we might just be able to see that, but we may still see the Sheeesh offense nonetheless. Kaka has to chase down Requiem, but somehow he gets away here. And Mindfreak definitely starting off with an electric offense for sure, but they're going to have to get past the brick wall that is Kaka. Kaka really doing the most when it comes to Sheeesh right now, whether it be offense or defense. He's popping up all over the pitch.
Oh, good pass, and that one... Oh, wasn't quite read by either team. It gets over the top of Cobo, but he may have been able to fake out Kaka. So interesting moments already with the demo, maybe opening that one up, but Ghost can't get the power either. Some real opportunities coming, especially here for Sheeesh, but they haven't been able to capitalize.
Good 50-50, those Edikins keeps that one close and allows Cobo to flick. No one's
no
way.
Target.
No, off the
Oh, it goes high.
Heartbreaker. Not much else really to say there.
Well, the worst part is if it went a bit higher, it was so easy to read for Cobo to put it in. If it went a bit lower, it was obviously in. It was just the worst possible spot for that ball to land. And can't really blame him after he went for a really quick flick to beat the defender. Even still, there's been so many missed opportunities for both teams now that, I mean, we're probably expecting that to kind of warm up and leave as the series goes on. Almost a double miss. Cobo manages to read despite Zayd faking him out. It's going to be very interesting to see this midfield battle as both teams kind of like diving forward in midfield.
Yeah, there seems to be a tone here in this final series. Everybody has really gone full guns a-blazing, to put it simply. It's full steam ahead, 11 out of 10 on the volume knob right now. Kind of impressive for this first game. If anything, it's really setting the tone for the series entirely. I have a feeling we're going to see some pretty impressive goals here, but so far we haven't been able to see a single one. As we get down to about the halfway point, this first goal is going to be pretty crucial, and Cobo knows it as he bumps his opponent out of the way. Physical play definitely been stepping up a little bit here today, but I'd love to see some more demos and bumps.
Oh, he goes for the shot. I thought he'd go for the pass to Cobo. It had a bit of a counterattack, but unfortunately, wasn't able to be in the right position to completely open it up. Because they had beaten out the last player there from Sheeesh. So still see those counterattacks potentially in here from Mindfreak, but for the most part, a bit more aggressive than we saw them in the previous series. Really trying to go for it. In fact, 2 people going for it. In that case, Zayd just puts it high to ensure that he can't be counterattacked in his own regard. And it's a major difference, I think, between Mindfreak and the experience over there. Some of the other teams, is once they're in that position, they know not to push the issue any further and just take the ball out of control of your opponents.
I think part of that is the fact that Mindfreak are starting to warm up. We mentioned this in the last series that we saw with them. They took a couple of games to really find their flow. Here in the grand finale, though, it looks like it only took them about half a game, and unfortunately, it's getting more and more difficult to survive this offense here. Sheeesh are doing a good job so far, but I do feel that maybe this first half of the game was their best opportunity to secure this one. Now that we're seeing this repetitive Mindfreak offense where they just kind of suffocate their opponents, I gotta worry, can Sheeesh get out of this repetitive cycle and give themselves a good chance on offense? Maybe they can right now. Requiem has to try and take this off the backboard safely, and do exactly that. Again, Sheeesh, another opportunity to start an offense, but just can't quite get it together.
It's also been crazy to see Zayd miss a shot because, you know, actually like Kaka, he's usually so deadly in front of net. But in that case, a bit of a soft shot and just left it at 0 apiece. Not for no one going aggressive enough for it, just nobody really being able to score their goals just yet. And you have to mention, Mindfreak, of course, haven't been playing for the last couple of hours, so they probably need even more time to warm up. It looks like 5 minutes is going to be enough for it. Cobo will be up here. Sprat is in the midfield. A pass across to Ghost. A shot, but it does go wide.
Stayed very prepared for that one. Another thing that you were mentioning earlier about how Mindfreak are really prepared for those sort of safety plays where they're going to make sure not to play it too risky, and that's exactly what Zayd did right there. Made sure to just secure that save, did not want to let that get a little bit too far out of hand, and speaking of out of hand, it was a huge opportunity for Mindfreak to capitalize there, but because they threw 2 players up, a little bit of hesitation on their third, and they get demoed for their troubles. Mindfreak, unfortunately, no, please tell me not. Okay, I was going to say a huge chance for them to secure the game, but they can't quite do so. They will at least get another offense together here. Cabo with a 1v1, but Ghost gets it out to the corner. Mindfreak, the first one to attack, though, here in overtime, and they're doing so relentlessly.
Yeah, good defense from Ghost as well. Cabo had great control over that one, was going for the fake in the end, and Ghost just plays for the ball. It's getting some deadly moments here. As Mindfreak seemingly hitting up on the offense, have been creating a few more opportunities. Zayd with a shot. What a save by Ghost. He was up for that one early. Manages to get the touch right in the center. Sprat this time misreads the corner, as that could have been a goal as well.
My word, Sheeesh really showing the ace up their sleeve here. We were so complimentary of the defense we saw of Kaka earlier, and really Sprat every once in a while, but Ghost doing the most right now. When it counts, he's making some phenomenal saves, but unfortunately, this is not the end of their troubles quite yet here. Only a minute into overtime, and neither team really getting, I'd say, the best chance on target. A couple of good saves that have been here and there, but I'm just waiting. I want to see that one banger play that can almost guarantee the shot. And this could be the one. Mindfreak have a very awkward Sheeesh defense, but similarly, they've got an awkward offense, but the awkward defense is going to be the one to fall first. Requiem with a pretty standard shot, but it finds its way into the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, Requiem was facing backwards for the start of that play, but unfortunately, the clear, not so great from Kaka, and it also baited out Ghost at the same time. So Mindfreak, a long effort to get that goal. They managed to get it in the end, but a pretty fair number of opportunities for both teams.
Yeah, a really good amount of chances for both squads, so it's all the more impressive that this ended up being a one-goal game. And I say impressive because sometimes you do see games where it's, oh, okay, it was a couple of shots that probably should have gone in, but this was just save after save after save after save. 7 saves to Mindfreak, 8 saves to Sheeesh. I mean, this is the final we were hoping for, Yumi.
I mean, maybe, but I would have liked to see some cleaner gameplay. Maybe some of those opportunities go in, but I think that'll at least get better for Mindfreak as time goes on.
Well, we're going to have to find out. They are the first ones on attack here in game number 2. They've got a 2-game advantage here, and if Sheeesh were to give up this second game and go 3 games down, oh my word, that would not bode well for them. A reverse sweep, we know it's possible, but a reverse sweep in a best of 7 is beyond difficult, to put it simply.
Chance here for Cabo as he gets the slow play. This is what he likes. He's got the flip, but not the power. It almost ended up being soft enough for a pass as well, but fortunate opportunity goes sideways. So Mindfreak, and it goes the other end, as has been the recipe all night. Ghost will score in the top left corner.
And this is something that we needed to see out of Sheeesh here. We get one defensive mistake out of Mindfreak, but the capitalization almost immediately. It's a good sign for Sheeesh, especially if you are a fan cheering for them right now. You want to see your team get some confidence back. You want to see them find some momentum. An early goal here in game number 2 is going to do them wonders. But it's not quite the end of the road yet here, because here come Mindfreak with yet another good offense. Cabo going to try to interrupt Zayd's dribble and maybe get the first goal for his team. Instead wanted the redirect off the ceiling, but Mindfreak getting a little bit creative with their offense right now, and they can kind of afford to do so. Sheeesh are giving them a lot of room to play with.
A lot of room, but at the same note, I mean, Sheeesh are the ones who are very hard to read right now, and they're getting a lot of demos, taking out members of Mindfreak. That time, Mindfreak do get a little bit of a revenge, but the miss from Cabo is going to slow down the attack enough. Oh, no, not enough. It's just such a good shot that even with 3 players who had the time to get back into the net because of that miss, were not able to get to the save.
Oh my word, and all 3 of them were very close to being able to make that save, but like you said, just a bullet of a shot, and all of a sudden Mindfreak are right back into this one. Sheeesh needed to capitalize. They needed to keep the pressure on while they had an opportunity, but instead they give up the equalizing goal. And Yumi, this is looking worse and worse for Sheeesh right now. Every time that they seem to step up to the level of Mindfreak, Mindfreak just a little bit cleaner.
I also worry about Ghost. He's missed a lot of balls off that corner, somewhere that he probably needs to practice. It certainly cost them a game in that last series, and you can't do that against Mindfreak. They are going to start capitalizing on all of their goals. They're going to start reading the play a little bit more as time goes on, and this is kind of that moment where you will see that happen. Usually game 2 is when any kind of warm-up questions are over.
Yeah, 100%, and I think we really are starting to see the full potential out of both these squads, although apparently Kaka wants to try and prove me wrong as they have a whiff out at midfield here. But unfortunately, I think that's going to result in the end of the offense, and actually it's going to result in a Mindfreak counterattack, shot on target, and Cabo will take the lead for his team.
And that is pure push-up from Mindfreak. So much trust and confidence, knowing that they've already taken 2 players out. I think Sprat and Cobbo had pushed forward for the attack, but all 3 members of Mindfreak were able to push forward and make that a goal.
It's kind of unfortunate, too, because Sprat and Kaka were both there. One of the 2 of them just kind of needed to push the ball and interrupt that shot, make it a little bit difficult. Speaking of which, Zayd does an exact example of what we're talking about. Just get in the way of the ball, make it difficult for them to get a shot on target. Requiem does the exact same thing. And Mindfreak doing everything right now, whether it be offense or defense. They are controlling this game, and they might just give themselves a 3-1. No, they cannot. The confusion front of net, and Mindfreak will have to settle with a 2-1 lead.
They had 3 people who could score. I think they got confused on who should score, and that made it go wide. It's going to go the other end.
No.
Sprat's got a complete open net. Kaka will finish it. It's a 2-goal game. And once again, what should have been a goal at one end turns into a goal at the other.
Yeah, this is the theme of the day right now. It's really the counterattacks. We've seen so many of these where the offense just throws everything they've got. They throw the book at them, and then all of a sudden, the book seems to burn up and no one can read it anymore. So 2 minutes remaining here. Mindfreak may be able to hold on if they can get another good offense together here, but they're doing everything they can to allow Sheeesh to stay in this series.
More confusion here for Mindfreak, eventually resolved with Requiem being the first up to the ball. Well played by Zayd. He's read that. Miles in front of the goal. How does Zayd understand that that ball is about to go to the wall?
Oh my word. Requiem recognizes this one early, knows the save's coming, and slams this one home. Mindfreak, I mean, listen, I know they've been making some mistakes, Yumi, but when they are at their peak, they seem untouchable.
I mean, mechanics aside, the fact that they've missed some of their goals aside, what they've been doing so well is 2 things. Reading when they can push forward and go on the attack. There's not been a time where they've pushed hard for the attack and they got counterattacked. Every single time it's feel like it led to a goal. And then at that same point, just being able to read their opponents or read the play so well.
We've just done such a good job of, I'd say, dictating the pace right now and really knowing where this ball is going to get pushed to, the trends of what's happening on the field here. And it's why they've got this lead with about 70 seconds remaining, but that is not going to be enough security to say that they will take the 3-0 lead on the series. They've got to try and hold down here because Sheeesh are poised to try and put in another, or they abandon defense and Mindfreak give themselves some security, 4-2 with a minute left.
Yeah, you're not expecting that challenge would work out as well as it did, and Ghost got bumped over on the side, so he tried to react to it, but he got bumped immediately from the same person who made the challenge. I think it was Requiem, but that was a tough break, and that makes it even more difficult. They pushed hard to try and equalize, well, now they have to get 2 goals, and see them push even harder. Oh, Kaka can't find the angle.
So incredibly close, but unfortunately for Sheeesh, oh my word, the more missed opportunities they have, the less time they have to try and make this comeback in. As Cabo tries to go for the double touch and does get it. It's looking like that's going to be that. 34 seconds left in a 3-goal deficit. Not quite sure if Sheeesh has the time to make this one back.
Well, both Kaka and Sprat missed at the other end. So what does that mean? It'll be a goal at their own. As Cobbo does show that he's got that solo play potential. He goes for it maybe a little bit too much, but you can see why he is so good at it.
It's the same sort of thing on repeat here. There's a lot of skill being shown from Mindfreak at the perfect time. And meanwhile, Sheeesh, they're breaking down at the absolutely worst moments. And I've got to be honest, I'm really worried for them going into this 3rd game now because Sheesh have tried everything. They really have tried every single little adjustment they can to get themselves back into this game, whether that is solo plays, passing plays, aerial plays, everything that they can, but they just keep getting shut down. And if Mindfreak are able to keep this dominance going into game number 3, as it looks like they're going to with a 5-2 victory in their pocket, I'm thinking we're looking at a sweep here to finish off the night, Yummy.
Very, very possible. This is basically the position the Sheesh were in. Even though they came from the lower bracket, they won the first 3 games of the last grand final. Now they're in a position where they have to get a reverse sweep, and it has to be 4 games in a row. It doesn't get harder than that. Again, stiffer competition than this, as well, as Mindfreak showed in that game that they could really run away with it.
Yeah, seriously. I think run away with it is probably the perfect way to put it there. Once they start to get their flow, they just kind of open up the floodgates. Wild game there for Mindfreak. And Sheesh, this is really where you start to prove to us. We had mentioned so many times that you guys did not necessarily have the clutch factor necessary. Last week, you were able to clutch it out when it really counted. And here's your chance once again. This is grand finals for the next Overlap Cup. And this time, I'm just going to say it point blank, the competition is a little bit stiffer here. Mindfreak with Cabo, this is actually a pretty good combination. We were talking earlier about what do we think Cabo is going to be able to do for this team. And I think we found out. I think he's fitting in as this third man role pretty dang well.
Yeah, if he gets a little bit of room, he's able to use it quite powerfully, and he's able to get a couple of goals that no one else, or that you weren't really expecting to get. And a couple of goals in Rocket League is huge. You have to remember that really game 1 was Mindfreak's warm-up game after a couple of hours off. Game 2 was their game that they expected to be at full power, and that went 5-2. So you're going to really have to see a huge change up from Sheesh if they want to disrupt this.
Ooh, and throwing all 3 players at offense is going to do themselves no favors. Anakin's going to steal this. Wait, what? Didn't steal that one. My screen, I thought I heard the sound effect that he touched it, but apparently not. Cabo gets the goal.
Oh, honestly, well deserved. Cabo had pushed forward so hard. He intercepted it in such a crazy manner that the opponent didn't expect. And, well, that's why there was a completely open net. The third player from Sheesh had completely gone for it. And as we said at the very beginning in this series, they are going to be susceptible to counterattacks. And that's exactly what happened right there. Though a chance here for Ghost. The bump doesn't go out.
Unfortunate. Sheesh really needed that goal for themselves. And, well, maybe Sprat can do something here. No hesitation once again. We're starting to see another trend here that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, Yummy. I like that. The passing plays are a lot better. I was about to say Sheesh trying for a lot of solo dribbles here, but the minute they switch it up and they find their first goal.
So smart as well. Oh no, Zaid! I didn't see it, but he goes off the post. Oh, if he'd stayed on the ground, he would have been perfectly fine, but because he was in the air, there's no chance of getting the save. It was a really genius play coming out from Sprat to pass it back directly across, knowing that his team had the space. Great bump as well. Sprat will get the goal, but that was an aerial bump to set it up.
That was phenomenal play from everyone off of Sheesh, and they're starting to find that flow that we had asked to see earlier here. They're understanding how they want to play this offense, and it's a great turnaround, but the unfortunate truth for them is that the game isn't over yet, not by a long shot. With almost 4 minutes remaining in this game, Mindfreak have plenty of time to get themselves back into this one, and they might just do it here. Kaka, oh my word! A very difficult save, but somehow they will secure it and put it off the post, but Sheesh, Mindfreak coming very, very close, and Sheesh almost throwing away a very easy save.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting it, but I should have, I think, given how things have gone. But this has actually been the cleanest series that we have seen yet on the broadcast, at least. Okay, Cabo wanted the boost, and it may have cost him. It almost went all the way to the other end and in the net. It was very surprising since Cabo had the chance to just go for a shot if he wanted to.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different than what we had expected at Mindfreak. Maybe they're getting a little bit of jitters here because they are on to their game point. This is their chance to close out the series, so maybe they're getting a bit too into their own head because despite multiple players on the back end there, no one seems to go for the ball effectively, and it's an easy goal for Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean, the only person that may be nervous, I'd say, on this pitch could be Cabo because he's trialing or potentially trialing. We don't know the true situation, but This could be an essential trial for him on Mindfreak. And that means there is a lot of pressure on him to perform. And in the last couple of plays, he's kind of been hesitant to go for it. But I also know that's kind of pretty common for Cobo overall.
Oh, my word. And things are going from bad to worse right now. Sheesh up 4-1 with over half the game remaining now. Mindfreak, I'm not really sure what's going on. Their defense has become abysmal, to put it simply.
Yeah, I mean, all they have to do is send somebody close to the ball, and it seems to catch the Mindfreak defense off guard instead of being more proactive about it. It's very interesting to see. And also not having somebody ready to intercept and get a quick counterattack or anything like that. So the problem with Mindfreak has been that they've really relied on a good defense to be able to get to the other end and get some solid goals too. So it's a double whammy issue if their defense is falling flat.
Yeah, this is not boding well for them whatsoever. But, I mean, listen, it's Sheesh. I don't want to be too critical, but the truth of the matter is we've seen them throw away leads before, and I'm not going to guarantee it yet. With 2 minutes remaining and a 3-goal deficit, this is still technically within reach for Mindfreak.
Okay, well, they've got the counter-attack. They did manage to accidentally bait them in, but Kaka was back. He's playing much more deep as that third-man role. Requiem goes to the demo, but Kaka's still got full control over that ball, so no chance at the other end. But you can see the desperation from Mindfreak. Cobo just driving forward on that wall, hoping to make it into a goal. They really are still trying hard, desperately, to equalize this game.
Yeah, they don't want to let this one get too far out of hand because they know if Sheesh get too much confidence, they're going to try and start that reverse sweep here. I mean, they're going to do it no matter what. They've got to try and keep their dreams alive here, but making sure to sort of not necessarily let this go too in favor of your opponents and swing the other way is going to be necessary. And, oh my word, Zadakins knows that for sure as they make a great save in front of the net. With 70 seconds remaining, this is starting to look a little bit less likely for Mindfreak. We know that Sheesh aren't always able to hold on to these leads, but at this point, it's just the clock versus Mindfreak here.
Yeah, especially with the demos coming out, that's been preventing any kind of offensive continued attack. So once Sheesh get that first touch, they know they've kind of they've got the safety of also fact that the opponents aren't able to rotate it in. Good save by Cobo, but it's not going to be enough. 40 seconds left. Sheesh have done so much work on the offense, and they'll even get one more to secure it.
A nice shot out of Sprat too here, and that's kind of the other issue for Mindfreak is that these aren't necessarily goals where it's, okay, we're just throwing away the defense and it's completely falling apart. They are not necessarily playing perfectly on defense, but the shot caliber we're seeing out of Sheesh is a lot higher than before. At 7 shots, 5 goals, the accuracy is way up in comparison than before. So Sheesh really starting to find their flow here, and for Mindfreak, that is not a good thing whatsoever.
And Sheesh as well have just been so much more impactful as individuals. You saw in that play, Kaka at the corner threatened at least the double, and that caused the defense to be a little bit awkward. We saw earlier Ghost do a very similar thing around the corner, which allowed him to score by himself. And that's pretty much been the majority of their goals. One person being very impactful, and then the follow-up to get past that opened up defense. So Sheesh finally get their first game. They just have 3 more to go.
And 3 more that they have to do in a row at this point. Mindfreak, they are again 1 game away from taking this series, and it's really unfortunate for Sheesh because Sheesh, their biggest issue, at least in my opinion, has been the consistency. When they play well, they do play really well, but at other times, they are so prone to throwing away opportunities and really throwing away their defense as well. So I gotta hope for Sheesh's sake that they can keep up this level of play here, because honestly, if they don't play to that degree, Mindfreak are absolutely going to be able to stomp them out.
There's also a question of, was it the fact that they got that early lead and a couple of nice goals straight up that gave them the confidence to keep going, or will they have to fight a little bit harder for it and it'll change the way that they play? It will be interesting to see, because Mindfreak are the ones now in the seat where they have to adapt after, you know, they went 5-2 at the other end. So it'll be very interesting to see if they do adapt or if they play the same, what they try, as this is a brand new team. We don't really know the adaptations they make.
Oh! Gonna have to find out. Oh my word, I'm a little bit confused there. Yumi, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that was basically a free goal for Mindfreak, no?
Yeah, I mean, They were faked out so hard because the defender, there's no reason for him to not hit the ball. You know, if he doesn't hit the ball, it's a goal. But because of that fact, the fact that he didn't hit the ball meant that the opponents were like, oh, okay, of course he's not going to miss it. But, you know, that's just how Rocket League works. In the end, it would have taken crazy reaction times or for him to completely disrespect his opponent for that to end up being in.
Very odd play to start off this game, but to be fair, this chaotic energy, it's been what we felt the entire night, so I'm not surprised we're feeling it here in the finals as well. Mindfreak, though, going to be pretty happy about that one because it seems like despite the chaos, it's starting to break down the Sheeesh confidence. They came into this game a little bit harder than before, and now all of a sudden they find themselves, no! We're going to stay down 1-0. I thought that shot from Cabo was going to be a ripper into the back of the net, but it's a bit too high. Sheeesh are going to think they're lucky stars and might even get the first goal of this game. No, Ghost decides not to go for it, and the hesitation's starting to return. Oh, no, Sheeesh, you can't start getting hesitant now. You guys are in the grand finals.
3 players around the defense, so perfect opportunities for them to get the clear at the same time, so it can be dangerous to go in on them, especially with Mindfreak getting those counterattack goals, which really puts you in your head. Cobo that time looked like he was going for the block, and then his opponent got got bumped out of there. So very interesting moments, consistently seeing the change up, the bumps, or a fake have huge ramifications for both teams.
Yeah, there's definitely these little intricacies that are starting to separate the two squads right now. We're starting to see pretty peak performance out of both teams. They're not necessarily making as, I was going to say as many errors as before, as we do see a whiff out at midfield, but those are definitely far and few in comparison to before, so it's going to be those little differences that start to separate the teams. The huge blunders on defense that get capitalized, the ridiculous goals that just are nearly unsavable, and I'm not really sure which one we're going to see first because this is a very different game than the last one. We are halfway through and not a single team has been able to score. Well, that might just change here. Awkward defense for Mindfreak. She's got an opportunity, but Requiem makes the save and keeps the dream alive for now.
Starting to remind me of game 1 where it was 0-all despite opportunities at both ends, and at this point in time, Mindfreak are the ones staying in the defense quite a lot and just having to clutch out saves, just like this one. Gets a clear, and Cobo will have some time, but he gets beaten in the challenge, and now Ghost can't get around it, but he will set up a goal potential as Zaid has no boost, but once again, the opponents do not realize that he has 0 boost, and that's enough to keep them at bay.
About 100 seconds left on the clock now, and I really do feel the next goal we see, Yumi, is going to be the dagger here. There is not enough time for a counterattack, or at least I don't think, but to be fair, Sheeesh, they've been susceptible to kickoff goals before. If they end up giving up a kickoff goal after being able to secure the first goal of this game, it would be a heartbreaker, but you're getting a bit ahead of myself. Still not sure who's going to be the first one to open up this scoreline here. Maybe it's Kaka with an air dribble. No, instead it's denied by Requiem. Now Zadakins has a dribble. Can they do something with this? Into the backboard, they spike it. Cabo decides not to try and chase that one, does not want to play it too risky, and you can understand why with such little time remaining. If he has a huge defensive blunder, it would be absolutely detrimental, and there might still be a defensive blunder. Ghost pushed a little bit too far up here, and it leaves Sprat in an awkward position. Can't get the follow-up, but now Mindfreak with a little bit of room to play with. Can they get an extended offense here and maybe find the first goal of this game?
Ooh, very dangerous to go for that one. It's end up committing way too many members of Mindfreak, and it's even made it difficult in the midfield as it didn't seem like they wanted to commit there either. And so a chance goes the way of Kaka this time. They get at the other end. It's going to be low boost here for Mindfreak given the situation, but Zaid manages to make the clutch save too. That one goes high. Cobo has to get up to it, but he's too slow. Kaka gets him. He had no boost, and they will get the first goal and likely the game.
Requiem tries to play that one a little bit aggressively, knew there wasn't a lot of time left, and had they gotten that touch, Mindfreak probably would have been able to secure themselves a goal, but unfortunately the touch never arrives, and Sheeesh capitalized. 20 seconds left, but I said this for a reason. Kickoff goals have happened a lot for Sheeesh. If they give up one now, it'd be a heartbreaker, but it looks like they will not. They will even give themselves a chance for a second goal right now. Goes 50-50, does not necessarily go in his favor, though. If Sprat can lay this down low, there's a chance, but no, instead, out to midfield. Kaka, that's not the touch you wanted, friend. Requiem's there. Zaid's got the follow follow-up, but the save will secure the game, and Sheeeesh take 2 in a row, putting themselves that much closer to getting the reverse sweep.
And that was a massive save too. He was by himself. There was a player looking for the bump on him too. Manages to keep that one out. So Sheeeesh just with 1 goal. And what I said earlier about Mindfreak being able to read the play so well, go aggressive on everything, and know when to push forward. It feels like they're still pushing forward, but they're not reading when they should do that. So.
Yeah, that's kind of part of it, is it feels like that patience is starting to wear a little bit thin. You can understand why. It's the end of the tournament. Teams are really just trying to wrap this one up, and especially Mindfreak, after having such a dominant game number 2, thinking that in game number 3 they'd be able to close this one out, and then to not be able to do so, it's got to be a bit frustrating. So Mindfreak, it's time to hold on right now. You guys are going to have to keep it going. Otherwise, it seems like Spiral in the chat's going to get their wish. Easy reverse sweep. Give us the content. Seems like Sheeeesh is doing exactly that. They are trying their best to keep this reverse sweep dream alive, but they're going to have to survive for at least one more game. A good demo there will bode well, though, as Sheeeesh are looking to take the first offense of this game.
Well, he saw something very similar come out from Mindfreak during RLCS against Cringe Society. They had the advantage. They had a 3-1, I think it was. And then they took it all the way to Game 7 before they managed to pick it back up. So maybe struggling to close out some series, maybe changing up their play style from what's successful in the first place. But maybe they don't want to let that get to that point right now. As that gets cleared down, no one there to follow it up. So it should be a counter clear from Cobo.
Indeed it is, but Sprat's going to interrupt pretty quickly, and Zayd then has to interrupt Sprat's touch, and all of a sudden we get into a match of ping pong where it's just kind of popping it back and forth across the field here. This is something we haven't actually really seen a lot of tonight. A lot of intricate plays where teams are trying to keep it pretty close. If you get into sort of a just shot match where it's back and forth, I honestly don't know which team that would favor.
Well, I think it actually favors a little bit Mindfreak just because of their defensive play style. Because when it goes back and forth, they can then draw somebody in and go to the other end. Although Sprat, he's actually been drawn in too far, but Requiem had no boost. If he just had 12 in the tank, he gets over the top and gets a goal.
Unfortunate, a huge opportunity gone awry, but they will at least get another one. Requiem gets a shot on target, but the save from Kaka. And honestly, wait, no. What happened there? Ghost with an open net, and I'm left here scratching my head. Yumi, what happened on the pitch, my friend?
This is like that third game as well, where Ghost, all he had to do was get in their faces, and it was good enough. Cobo wanted this masterful 50-50, but both of his teammates were playing so aggressively for it. They're thinking that the 50 was always going to be won. It's one of the most dangerous things you can do in Rocket League.
Very, very odd play all around. And once again, Mindfreak, I've got to say, it's feeling like their impatience is their downfall here. Yup, once again, Mindfreak, this is not the gameplay we were hoping for. We thought you guys had found your form, but instead, it looks like Sheeeesh are finding their form.
Hey, not reading when to go for that one. Requiem completely baited in for Sprat on the corner, and it's an easy play to get that over the top to a wide open Ghost. To once again, we talk about Sheeeesh, and one of their biggest strengths has been willingness to be up forward and reading when they can push up for a goal like that.
They've done a great job so far here, and now that is 3 goals in a row for Sheeeesh. Mindfreak not able to secure a goal in the last game, so it's been difficult. The drought has been extended here, and wait.
That's sick.
Sheeeesh with an own save. All right, if they end up losing this game, I'm remembering that play for sure.
That was awesome. I haven't seen a save from a teammate that good in a long time. It was a little bit unfortunate at the same moment. It wasn't obviously really anyone to play. He just landed there. But as you said, if there is a comeback here and there's a potential shot, it could be a pass as well, but it goes for the shot. If there was a comeback here, then they'll be thinking of that one as well.
Oh, they'll be thinking about that one the rest of the, I'd say until we get the next Overlap OCE Cup. That'll be some nightmares happening for Sheeeesh there. But luckily enough, I don't know if they're necessarily going to throw this one away because Mindfreak are doing themselves no favors. The offensive electricity we had been so complimentary of earlier, Yumi, has seemed to completely fade. And so, wait, what? How on? You're kidding me. How are Sheeeesh still alive? Okay, they're not. Cabo will secure the goal, and we'll move on as Mindfreak find their first.
I don't even know if that first touch should have been hit by Sheeeesh. Almost own goal and managed to hit the crossbar. That caused all the confusion in the first place. And now Mindfreak back in that dangerous zone. 2 minutes and only 1 goal down. Sheeesh had such a good lead. Can't really give it up now.
I mean, listen, we can't give it away now, but they surely can. At this point, I still do think that Sheeesh, they've shown it before. Their clutch factor, while it's not terrible, when it breaks down pretty atrociously. And, it's looking like it might just again. Cabo had a pretty good shot there, but gets interrupted. But I can tell you what, Mindfreak, they're back in their usual ways. They're back with their offense, and they're back ripping off shots. That one saved by Sprat, but we are not quite done here with about 80 seconds remaining. Mindfreak do look very poised to try and equalize.
Oh, the bump! Oh, it's not in. There was an attempted bump earlier by Requiem, which didn't pan out. A missed touch by Requiem, but Zaid was in position to be able to deal with it. Went further back than I think Requiem wanted. More demos here from Zaid. Mindfreak, that's their path to victory, it seems, is to go for all the bumps. Requiem goes high. It's a shot. They tie up the game.
Oh, my word. It had to take everybody on the team, but Mindfreak get it done. Requiem goes up for it. Cabo decides to fake, and Zaid comes through, snipes that one into the back of the net. And Sheeesh, I hate to say it, friends, but listen, ever since that save from your own teammate, everything has gone downhill for this squad.
You could see the respect they had for Requiem, too. 2 players went up to try and save the double. That one's insane! From the depth of defeat, they've scored 3 in a row.
I hate to say it, but my oh my, Sheeesh, you guys are going to have to look back upon that goal and wonder what could have been. Had you not saved that one, it would have been a tied game, but right now, instead, you are looking likely to close out the series in 4. Not boding well. 40 seconds left. Mindfreak trying their best here to see if maybe they can get another goal, and if they do, they will secure this one for sure, at least in my mind. But Ghost
the funny thing is that Mindfreak have looked their best when they're going aggressive and trying to make the tie up, but they've managed to keep this in the opponent's half with 20 seconds.
I can't believe this. Please tell me no. Okay, I thought Requiem was about to get a backwards goal. Instead, though, Cabo's going to take this one up, and Yumi, it's looking like the last attack here, unless Sheeesh can get something together, which they can't. Mindfreak put in the 4th, and I think that's GG's. They're going to walk away with 6 total games.
Oh, you can't really think about it, but you have to wonder how the game would have gone differently with that 3rd goal that was unfortunately team saved out. The reverse sweep is over. They needed 2 kickoff goals, and they can't even get the 1st. It is over. Sheeesh were not good enough, and in the end, Mindfreak take it down all the way undefeated in the upper bracket.
Well done to Mindfreak. A very, very impressive win there. They were able to clutch it up when it counted the most, and really, I gotta say, GG's to Sheeesh as well. They didn't necessarily play the greatest first couple of games here, but once they started to find their flow, this series became extremely